Welcome to Conscious Living Collective, a transformative journey in consciousness with community of like-minded people from all over the world, which is you. My name is Tomek. I'm a scientist, teacher, and transformation coach. In this live session, we blend the latest in scientific research, the deep wisdom of mindfulness, and the art of fulfilled living. This is an invitation to have a direct, first-hand experience. Rewrite your story and emerge on the other side with a renewed sense of purpose and well-being. Welcome to Wednesday slash Tuesday session of Conscious Living Collective. I'm very happy to be here, and as always, I will start with welcoming everyone, starting with my wonderful patron crew, Parvane, Seth, and good to see you here. Thank you for supporting me through your presence. Also, familiar faces. Oh, Diane is here as well. Hello, Diane. I can see who I see. Tosca. I see Anita from Familiar Faces. If you are here for the first time, let me know. Hello, Jenny from Virginia Beach. Good to see you here. Hello, Liz. Hello, Liz W from Philly, or Liz from Philly. Good to see you here. Today session on something that I have been continuously working on with myself, and that is creating more mental space. Jenny for the first time. Hello, Jenny. Happy to have you with us. Conscious Living Collective, community of like-minded people. So creating mental space is something that I've been actively pursuing with moderate success, I would say. I still, there are times when I fill up my mental space with rubbish, and I can see immediately that the result of filling up my mental space as opposed to clearing it up very obvious. My mental health, always deteriorates. Not immediately. The immediate pleasure is the consequence of the immediate pleasure is the a low very quickly later down the road. So I don't have to wait that long after filling my mental space with all sorts of rubbish. And name your poison here. One thing that we created in this world, and I think it goes without saying, we have plenty. We have abundance of things to fill up our mental space. And I always, at this occasion, I say, a couple of years ago, one of the most popular mantras that emerged in the world that is very secular, not meditative, the mantra was busy. Right? Busy is a description that by many is used as a badge of honor. People love to say, I'm busy, even though that mostly reflects the state of the mind. It's basically mental space filled up with a lot of tasks, most of them mundane, most of them not actually that significant, not really contributing to our well-being and fulfillment. But nevertheless, it's always somehow, some way to say, always pleasant to say, I'm busy, as in my life is occupied. I have a purpose, even though very often the opposite is true. So obviously, since everybody starts saying I'm busy, that become not as significant. It wasn't, the badge of honor wasn't big enough, wasn't shiny enough. So I start hearing gradually adding more adjectives to the word busy. And my favorite one that I hear from people that really live their lives is the word I'm crazy busy. It's not busy anymore. Busy, it's like, yeah, everybody's busy. So how can I distinguish myself, make myself better than everybody else? I'm crazy busy. And this is obviously, this is said with the sigh, oh my goodness, I'm so poor, but inside it's like, yeah, you see, I have life. I'm living my life to the fullest, as in my mental space or mental capacity is filled up to the fullest. And let's face it, quite frankly, with thoughts, with rubbish. And the moment that recedes, then we add social media, scrolling to the left, to the right, up and down, sideways, and in all sort of ways. So I think it is important to actually recognize the culture that we created, the culture of busyness that, however, it sounds great from the perspective of your mind, because the mind as a manager is uh, has that capacity to fill up every single mental space, fill up your awareness with content, with information. And from perspective of your mind, that's a very positive thing. But this is not the case from the perspective of your well-being. So as even though your mind is continuously nourished, and when I say nourished, it's overwhelmed, it's received information, very often useless, your spirit is starving. Because, well, I can say that openly here on Insight Timer, in the space where we all practice various forms of meditation, the spirit craves spaciousness and openness and being free from any attachments, both to good things, to bad things, to all those things that your mind crave. So you can see there is this constant battle between the inner self that feels fulfillment through being right here and right now, regardless of the content of the information that is being received, and the mind who only feels fulfilled by receiving continuous stream of information. And again, the quality of that information does not matter. If I checked the last few things I saw on my social media, let's face it, there were not quality. That was not a quality information. There was not wisdom there. The only thing it was there, it was entertainment, right? And we know for a fact that the companies who specialize in creating entertainment, they figured out what we want, what your mind wants, what form of entertainment. Well, we started with the sex, right? Sex is the one of the basic instincts, and if your center in your brain is triggered with any sexual content, you'll be aroused, you will feel good for a moment, you'll feel motivated and purposeful. But now we see sex pretty much everywhere, right? It's so abundant, so it's not enough. So we adding the explosive mixture to the sexual content. We add violence. And again, before the violin was maybe a soldier on the battlefield, but these days it's not enough, right? So we adding scenes of very of great intensity and gore. If I cannot watch anything anymore because everything is filled with the high intensity of the content that basically thrives on our basic instincts, not human instincts, but animalistic instincts or animal instincts, right? These are things that connect us with all the animals, right? All those instincts, everybody, the violence, the sexual attraction or sexual drive, these are things that do not distinguish us from rest of the nature or natural world, but they make us exactly the same. What distinguishes us are our emotional capacity to process something that is beyond that. And by the way, I want to say right here and set up the record straight that nature expresses itself with the aspect of sexuality and violence way better than any human can, because it's not premeditative, but it is always in the present moment. If you see, I think Eckhart Tolle gave that example of two ducks, right? The two ducks in a pond and get into a fight, and there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of wings clapping, and they come and they have the rumble. And the second later, they swim away. They shake it off. Specifically, they shake it off and they fine. But for us, any act, sexual act or violent act, is followed up with a lot of thinking, which is again polluting once again more and more the mental space that is so important. And I want to just I just want to mention that to you. What do you think about that? Let me just look at the comment section. Sandy says it's not brainwash, it's brain infection. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are certainly affected by everything that's happened on the level of the brain. Our brain is more and more structured or conditioned towards this very, very strong stimulation, and your mind is very happy when it's flooded with that kind of content. We are kind of become very sensitive. Your amygdala, the part of the brain that partially it's not just that part of the brain, but it's the kind of the radar for all the danger. It's very much overstimulated, and hence the research shows that the social media and particularly the content that we see in social media contributes to the growth of that particular organ, which makes us more and more sensitive to this very, very violent, very, very intense context. Joanna, yes, desensitized. Yeah, this is the sense, being desensitized means simply that you reach the threshold, right? You build up the threshold to the level where, well, basically nothing can move you, right? The normal kind of the sexual drive is not there if it's anything beyond something very very intense. The violence the same, just the normal scenes no longer bother us, I guess, just a normal, just so the intensity has to be much much greater, and that's the thing. And I think we see that on the streets, how people act, how people behave, how people are always on the edge, filled up with those emotions of anger that is unreleased, it's being pent up there. Anita says sexuality, lovely thing. There is more to humanity than that. Yeah, absolutely. I think it is a beautiful sexuality, can be a beautiful thing. However, not in a commercial sense. Again, the sexuality has been commercialized, and I think that contributes to the problem. That what we see on the screen it has nothing to do with the reality of things, and we suffer as a consequence because then our relationships are being not enough, and whatever we experience in our life, that it's absolutely it's how it's supposed to be. You can see the discrepancy between what we have and what you see on the romanticized kind of version of sexuality, and that's as a consequence, again, fills up our mental space with more speculation. Okay, I'm not good enough. It's like commercials and all the advertising business. It makes us think that we are not good enough, right? You're not good enough. If you don't have the latest iPhone, you're not good enough. If you don't have the latest car, well, I'm sorry, you're not good enough. If your bank account somehow is below a certain level, you're not good enough. So all the advertisement offer a solution to your problems. Well, when you buy only this thing, if you eat this kind of food, if you go to this kind of gym, or then you will be enough. Okay, then you'll be enough. Then the pictures on your Instagram will be sufficient, and you receive million likes from people that you don't know, but then your life become much better. Seth puts it very beautifully. And correctly, I should say, sex, violence, food, beauty, politics. The menu distraction is ever growing. I love how you put it, Seth. It's a menu, right? And the menu is growing, but the main dishes on that menu are sex, violence, food, beauty, and politics, because every single person on the planet can get involved, can get served one of those dishes and enjoy it. Serena, I have become very conscious of the media I consume, internet, social media, TV shows. I'm aware of much advertisers invest in manipulating our perceptions. Thank you. So that's so well put. Screens changing quickly to grasp and shorten our attention spans, everything to make us feel bad and consume more. I could not put it better myself. That's exactly what is happening, and that is happening, by the way, on the subconscious level. Many people are not aware that this is happening. They simply are being conditioned to respond later on to just that. I think it's obesity. It's one of those things which is a problem all over the world. But I was shocked to hear that obesity reached the level of 70% in the US. Not much better in the UK. Certainly not better here in Australia. So again, we are certainly letting that menu that Seth described dominate our daily life. Yeah, Nola, like frogs in water getting hotter and hotter. That's a good one as well. Jane has used the. I'm not sure if it's a Buddhist metaphor, but certainly from Tara Brach, radical compassion, radical acceptance. The empty ghost can never be full. This is again, I remember this metaphor from Tara Brach's radical acceptance. She says that we consume and consume and consume, but if you don't have body, you will never be fulfilled, because that's the nature of desire, or particularly the empty desire. Sandy, people have choice. There are so amazing podcasts that 3 hours and hold my attention beautifully. Yes, there is certainly, we have a choice, and part of the problem, quite frankly, is that we have so much choice. Your again mental space, it's so filled up with the abundance of choice that you feel guilty simply for not choosing correctly. So now, if you use the example of podcast, indeed, there are so many podcasts of value, but there are more podcasts of value that I could listen within 24 hours. So now the question is, which one is more and more beneficial to me? And amongst 10 podcasts that are very beneficial to me, I still have to choose, right? And this choice sometimes is not easy. Sarina US is having hard times, suicides higher than ever. So grateful for mindfulness groups like this. Yes, mindfulness in this context, I would say, is being aware of the situation, keeping your ears and eyes open towards what is happening in the world, and seeing for yourself if you by any chance are not being manipulated by the current circumstance. Again, bring the Seth's menu. I'm not saying not your menu, but the menu that you came up with, sex, violence, food, politics, that usually fills up our mental stomachs, or pollute mental space enough. But in that pollution, you may find that you're actually being manipulated to act in a certain way. And it is a known fact that with the emergence of AI, what AI did, I do not believe AI is conscious in any way. We are not, again, people mostly are afraid of something that we see, once again, in the movies, Terminator, the end of the world, the AI will take over the world, or Matrix. No, what is the most dangerous thing has been already happening for a long, long time before emergence of the AI, is the development of big companies that know us better than we know ourselves, and they now are able to feed us exactly with what you desire, and manipulate the content to keep you occupied, keep your mental space as busy as possible. And as I said many times, once the companies have your most important thing that you have to offer, your mental currency, which is your awareness, they have everything else that comes with it, right? You cannot, there's a saying in my own language that your mind will not crave what your eyes, what your heart will not crave, what your eyes cannot see. So the one and the most important thing is, once the big companies that figured out the psychological ropes of how your attention work, they get your attention. Once they get your attention, they can get anything else. Okay, I think I went on a little rant, and I think it is time to jump into the main dish of our session of Conscious Living Collective, which is meditation. Meditation with the intention of emptying your mental space and see what will flood in when you will make an effort to empty or create a bit more mental space. And obviously, creating a mental space will happen when you gradually let go of that mental chatter, which is so pervasive. It fills up every nook and cranny of your mental capacity. So right now, I want to ask you to think for yourself, think to yourself, what is the one thing that you could let go of for the next couple of minutes that would open up, create some mental space for you. And as a part of the introduction, I want to mention a dynamic that you will encounter in an attempt to empty some of that mental space. What will happen to everyone, me, you, and everybody on this planet, is that the moment that you try to quiet your mind, you will find that your mind becomes more active. So your mind will resist the attempt of clearing up or decluttering some of that mental space. And your attempt, your effort towards resisting that resistance or fighting back that resistance of your mind will be futile. It's not about meditation. It's not about resisting your thoughts. Meditation is about building a conscious and healthy relationship with your thoughts. And by that, what I mean is recognizing for yourself, and this is the difficult part because I can say that it might not be true to you. You have to discover and recognize it yourself. That you are not your thoughts. Not every thought that you think is something that you created. Right? Your mind is, I use this metaphor or analogy, like a radio. And it's right now it's tuned in to receive only thoughts. And when you jump into meditation, that stream of information may be switched to maybe bodily sensations. Maybe, I don't know, some visuals in front of your closed eyes. Maybe the perception of heaviness or lightness in your body. Something will happen outside of the thinking mind. And that recognition is one of the most fundamental things that lead to a successful development of a healthy mind. And that is desensitization. No, sorry. There's a better word to describe that. This identification with your thoughts. Your thoughts will come, and there's nothing you can do about it because you cannot remove your mind. Your mind is very well trained. So rather than trying to remove them, you recognize them for what they are. You move awareness from your thoughts, recognize, oh, it's not a thought about the past, about the future, about the present. And you're bringing back to awareness. Recognizing that you fundamentally are not your thoughts, you are the awareness who's experiencing the thoughts. You are the awareness who experiences bodily sensations. You are the awareness who experiences myriad of different things that are outside of your thinking mind. And from the perspective of the awareness, there's no good or bad. There are no good or bad thoughts. They are just thoughts. They are just descriptions of many different descriptions of the same reality. Right? There's many different ways to describe a rose. Some would focus on the color. Some would focus on the shape. Some would focus on the smell. And none of those thoughts or descriptions are right or wrong. It's just one description. Maybe as a chemist, I would like to focus on the molecular structure of the rose. Is that good or bad? No, it's simply one of the many angles of descriptions. And I'm not getting upset about it. I'm not getting upset that somebody else thought about smell and not molecular structure. It's simply one of the descriptions. And this is the approach. This is how you start building a healthy relationship with your thoughts, by disidentifying with them. Yes, thank you, Seth. And Sandy brings the boats floating down the river. That's a metaphor I used in one of my meditations. Yeah, if you wish, if that's what rocks your boat, pun intended, feel free to do it. Look at your thoughts like a boats on the river. They come, go. Some of them, maybe some of the boats, they're having party on them. And that's okay. They feel very attractive. They feel very sticky. You want to go there. But the effort will go into recognizing that they will come and it will go. And there'll be always more to come. So rather than trying to jump and join the party and entertain one of the thoughts boats, you will stay and open yourself up to more. The more open yourself up and let go, rather than accumulate the thoughts, you will let them go. The more things open up, and the potential is limitless. The sky's the limit. You'll see that the longer you stay in that open space, in that spaciousness, the more things will come from outside of your thinking mind that are of great significance, and they are much more, they are something different. I don't want to say they better or worse. You will be judge of it, or your awareness will be judge of it. Your first-hand experience will be judge of it here. Okay, enough. Like I said, today, once again, Peter Helland, and what do we have? Planet Earth today. So I hope you enjoy that. Let's begin right now. Start the meditation. Play the music for you. Switch to meditation screen. Okay, I'll take one more sip. And make yourself ready and comfortable to begin this meditation. The intention behind this meditation is to create more mental space, to empty some of that busyness that determines very often our moment-to-moment daily life. To do so, allow your eyes to close. Sit in a position that is comfortable for you, which means to remove any physical obstacle to your comfort. I usually sit with my back upright, my shoulders relaxed, my jaw relaxed, and use it as a starting point, because this may change, and it is okay to adjust as this meditation period goes on. Life is very dynamic. The only constant quality of life is its change, and would be unwise to assume that in this meditation things will remain unchanged throughout. We are preparing to observe the change. Observe the change in your thought patterns. in your bodily sensations, your emotional state, and perhaps open yourself up towards sources that are outside of this customary data input. So when you find yourself concerned about a thought related to the past, or when you find yourself anticipating future, worrying, simply recognize this is one of the ways of connecting your awareness with the reality of things. And if it's helpful, use the metaphor of boats on a river. Observing boats on the river passing from one side to another, representing your thought patterns. They come and they go, and you simply sit on the bank of the river, observing them, enjoying them without getting attached. You can apply it to bodily sensation, to a thought pattern, to a feeling, emotion, or anything that will appear on the canvas of your awareness. And ask yourself, who is the awareness? Where is the awareness located? Is it located in some part of your brain? Is it located in your hand? Is it located within any particular part of your body? And maybe, only maybe, when you answer this question, you will find that you can rest in awareness that you are without identifying yourself with any thought, sensation, feeling, emotion, and simply be the observer of the experience that is happening in the awareness. And perhaps find comfort that you do not need to engage. You may simply allow for this short period of time the life to happen to you, letting go of control, letting go of the concerns, surrendering to the flow of the reality in awareness that you are. And know that I am here by your side to guide you, to point you towards that always present awareness that you are. When you feel caught up with any other stream of information that may require describing the reality with your thoughts, so enjoy this next few minutes exploring the reality from the perspective of your awareness, as I stand by your side, holding the space. is time to return. Collect your experiences. Express your gratitude for the time you have given yourself to explore yourself beyond thoughts, feelings, emotions, and sensations. Take what you will and left behind the rest. You may always return to this space throughout the day. You take a deeper breath and you close your eyes, returning home to yourself beyond the limitations of your thoughts, emotions, sensations. Now consciously shift your awareness towards your physical senses that define the physical reality, starting with the sense of hearing, the sound of my voice, the sound of music, your vision, even in front of your closed eyes. You may see something. Sense of taste, smell, even if not very present right now. Connect with these senses briefly. And finally, the sense of touch that defines your physical body being separated from the space around you. Feel the boundaries of your physical body, sitting on the chair, resting, feet on the floor, perhaps hands in your lap. And to conclude the transition, simply take one deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when ready, open your eyes and welcome back. Thank you for meditating with me. That was truly lovely. It's always so pleasant, which is the mental statement. It is what it is. It's so pleasant to meditate with you. Thank you for holding the space for me. There were certainly thoughts. There were certainly things that stimulated me, but it was fairly easy to let go of them and disidentify. And mostly because I feel strongly motivated by your presence here. And I always say that I want to thank you very much for all your kind donations that you can use through Insight Timer. But even more, I want to give you thanks for your giving me your mental currency, which is the currency of your presence and your awareness here. That helps me, again, motivates me on the deeper level to create these sessions and to be with you and to improves my awareness in a dramatic way. So that was really, really, really good. Yeah, and on that note, thank you so much, Sandy, for your kind donation. That helps me. I always say helps me to buy stuff like equipment, better cameras, this very nice microphone, and the console that allows me to play music to you and do all those things that makes this experience for you even more pleasant, because I want to make sure that the quality of the sound is good, and the music that I play, you receive, it's loud and clear. So rather you can focus on your individual experience rather than be bothered or be distracted by the crackling in the sound or some disruptions or poor quality of music. So I already see. Thank you so much, Tom, Joanna, Deb. You're very, very kind. So I always promise you, this is something that I know it's important to me, and feel free to tell me if it's maybe not important to you. But I always want to create an experience for you that is enjoyable, right? And since I connect with you through the power of the internet, I want to make sure that there's a good environment, that the sound is pleasant, that the sound of my voice is pleasant, that the music I play it's to your liking. So again, your experience ultimately improves your well-being to help you write your story in a positive way. So that's very, very nice. Thank you so much. Yeah. So if you well, please share with me how you feel right now. How was the experience for you? Maybe you have something to share. That'd be very very nice to hear. What was your part in this meditation, and what was your experience? Thank you, Serena. It's very kind of you. The music's still playing in the background, so hums away, maybe very faintly. I'm just gonna turn it off very quickly. Yeah, and as you come up with your description of your current state of body and mind, again, we have the 360-degree view of my approach. Is the 360 view of your well-being. It's not just mind, it's not just body, it's all mind, body, spirit, your mental, spiritual, and physical space. And on that note, because I want to have that full holistic 360-degree approach to you and your existence on this planet, I created a course that most of you already know called 6 Pillars of Conscious Living. That is my attempt on creating holistic view of your life and pointing towards certain aspect of it that you may have not pay attention to as much as those aspects deserve attention. So this is it. Feel free to check it out. It's on Insight Timer. I also created new meditation, just has been published. It's very much in the vein what we've been talking about today. It's called Relax and Calm Your Mind. So again, once you relax and calm your mind, other stuff come to the surface, stuff that you might find more important than your thoughts and the stuff around you and the money on the account. I don't know. Maybe. That's a maybe. So feel free to go to my profile and listen to that meditation. Also, for those of you who are on the crossroads, are wishing some support on your path and are willing to take the next step, I offer one-on-one classes or one-on-one sessions via Zoom. Unless you are here in the Sunshine Coast, Australia, then those sessions happen in person. And I offer, again, my guidance, my assistance with your personal journey. And when we come up during these sessions, it's usually quite a substantial insight. So every session is different. It is rounded around 6 Pillars of Conscious Living because I have to have some form of framework to work with you. I still have very scientific approach to things. I'm very goal oriented, so I have your well-being in mind, not only during one-on-one sessions, but even now. I want to deliver something that is of benefit to you, that can improve your very right here and right now well-being, and hopefully radiate throughout the days and hours and days to come. So this is my intention, and sometimes obviously I succeed, and sometimes I just give my best shot. Thank you, Serena. Thank you, Liz, Tosca. Thank you so much for your kind words. Anita feeling distracted. My son pacing in the other room. Yes, sometimes the senses are being overwhelmed. Parvan, I felt connected to everyone. This meditation is so good to be together. I second that. Sandy had a sense of floating when the river, floating. I'm guessing on the river with a higher frequency of thinking. Okay, that's very interesting. Jamie, yeah, I remember you, Jamie. First time joining big after New Year. Happy New Year to you. I'm very happy for your presence. Jane, thank you so much for your kind donation. And thank you for all your donations, by the way. You've been very generous. And I want to say, I appreciate your generosity. Yeah, Jane, this is profoundly in the right now. If you can remain connected in awareness and loving kindness, we will light the path. Yeah, Barbara, first timer. Such a good crowd today. Once again, in the spirit of what we said, I just want to finish on that note. Conscious Living Collective, it's a transformative journey in consciousness with community of like-minded people from around the world, which is you. So thank you for being here, and thank you for lending me your ear. So all the first timers and the regulars, thank you. I will see you on Monday or a Sunday. It depends where you are. If you wish to connect with me, go to my profile, follow me there, send me a message, connect with me with whichever way you feel fit to your needs. And I see you next time. As always, I want to recognize Peter Helland and his planet Earth, which I will play to you right now as an outro to this session. Have a pleasant day, a wonderful night wherever you are. Until next time.